Hey everyone, so today I'm doing something a little bit different than I normally do. I am doing the Hindsight is 2020 book tag video. So this book slash reader tag was created by Erin Go Read, and I'll link her channel down in the description. But the first person I watched do this video is Nakia's Hideaway. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Nakia. If I'm not, please forgive me. But I watched her do this and it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed watching it. I'll put a link to her channel down in the description too, so you guys can go check out her channel. She does a lot of great book reviews. She mainly focuses on like horror and suspense too. So yeah, go check out their channels. They both have really cool book reviews. But yeah, I figured I'd do this video of my own. I've never done one of these book tag videos before, so I just thought I'd do it for the fun of it. So let's just get started. So the first question is, what were you like as an early reader? Well, from what I remember, I've just always been naturally inclined to read books. I've just always had a love for it. I've been told by my parents that I learned to read at a really young age, like 4 or 5 years old. I was reading on my own at like 5 or 6, I think. At least that's what I've been told. Obviously, I can't remember everything that far back. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I've just been always inclined to read. I just always had a love for it. When I was younger, I read a lot of the Magic Treehouse books. So I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that was like a book series for young kids, and they were like easy to read, like chapter books, but they were a lot of fun, and I really loved reading those as a kid. So yeah. The next question is, what book series got me excited as a kid? And the answer to this one is probably a bit obvious, especially for those of you who've already seen my videos or follow my channel, and that is Goosebumps. But I do have a funny story to share. So when I first was a kid and saw these Goosebumps books in stores and in the library and saw their awesome covers, I wanted to read them so badly. I don't know how old I was. I was like 9 or 10, and I saw all these awesome Goosebumps covers, and I really wanted to read them. But the thing was, is I grew up in a little bit of a sheltered home. My mom was a little bit overprotective, I think, and she didn't really know what the whole Goosebumps thing was about, and she figured they were a little bit advanced or too scary for me, so she wouldn't let me read them when I first discovered them. So time went on, and I don't know how old I was before I first started reading them, 11, maybe 12, but how I first got into reading them and how I got my mom to finally let me read Goosebumps was my cousin was actually reading at the time the American and Michigan Chiller series by Jonathan Rand, which are also good books, and I read some of those, but I never got into them as much as Goosebumps. But anyway, he was reading those, and so my mom was discussing with his parents and my grandparents and everybody about those books and oh how they're great books for kids, and they're kind of cute, they're not really that scary, they're more geared towards kids, they're not as messed up as my mom was somehow perceiving them to be. So finally my mom caved and decided to let me get Goosebumps books. So I started reading both American Chillers and Goosebumps kind of around the same time. And while I did enjoy those American and Michigan Chiller books, I enjoyed Goosebumps immensely more. And she even took me to the store. I don't remember what store it was, probably Barnes and Noble or something. And she let me pick out a couple Goosebumps books that she bought for me. And one of them I remember was The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. So that was one of my first Goosebumps books. And to this day, that is one of my favorites. So yeah, the answer for book series getting me most excited as a kid is definitely Goosebumps. The next question is, a person that inspired me to read. This one is kind of a tough question to answer because I really don't know. I don't really think there's a person that inspired me to want to be a reader. It's just something I've always been, as I've already mentioned, naturally inclined to do. I've just always had a love for it. I don't know why. That's just the way God made me, I guess. I've just always loved reading books, always been interested in it. There's really not any people in my family that are into reading a whole lot. My mom was a little bit, and she read to me a lot when I was a kid, obviously. And my mom has like a collection of books in her basement, but even she's not like a huge reader like I am. So I don't really know anybody personally that's a huge bookworm like myself. So I just think it's something that I've always just been naturally inclined to do, just something I've loved. So yeah, I don't really have a definite answer for that one. The next question is, at what point did you identify as a reader? I think this question I kind of already answered a little bit. I've just always had a love for it. There were points in my life, though, where I tended to not read as much and I would get into other hobbies and do other things. There was one point where I was really into fishing. I was doing a lot of fishing. Skateboarding was a big passion of mine when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And during that time, I really didn't read that much at all. That was a few years ago. I'm 25 now. But yeah, I was really into skateboarding for a while. And I injured myself. And to this day, that injury is still kind of with me. And it's kind of prevents me from skateboarding nowadays. And I kind of got back into reading around the age of 22, I want to say 21, 22. So a few years ago, I really got into reading again. And yeah, I guess I don't really have a definite answer for that question either. I've just always loved reading, but there were definitely points in my life where I didn't read as much. I'd kind of go through phases where I would read a lot, then I would pick up another hobby like video games, skateboarding, just doing other things, and I wouldn't read as much. But I eventually always come back to reading because that is definitely one of my biggest passions in life. I love to read books. So I think I've just always been a reader at heart. So that's the answer for that one. The next question is, how has being a reader shaped your worldview? This is a little bit of a tough question to answer too, because I don't know. I don't know if I have a definite answer for that. I'm not really sure that being a reader has necessarily shaped my worldview, I guess you could say. I was thinking about this question a little bit too before I started this video, and I don't know, I just am having a hard time coming up with an answer for that one. I feel like reading, even reading fiction, helps give you a little bit understanding of the way the world works, I guess you could say. The good versus evil, a lot of the bad things that happen in life and good things. I feel like reading can, I don't know, give you just a little bit better understanding of stuff, and also provide like a form of escape too from the world. I don't know. I'm having kind of a hard time answering that question. I don't know. As I've already said, I don't know that being a reader has necessarily shaped my worldview. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a definite answer for that one. The last one is tag someone to do this video. And I don't know if they are going to do it, but I will tag Michael Goosebumps fan, whose channel I discovered when I first got back into starting my own channel. And I realized there was still a community of Goosebumps fans doing Goosebumps book reviews and rankings and all that kind of stuff. So when I first started this channel, I just intended for it to be, in general, book reviews, mainly focusing on horror and suspense books, not necessarily Goosebumps. And when I first got back into reading heavily over the last couple years and started rereading the Goosebumps books and started looking on YouTube for others people's reviews and rankings of them, I discovered Michael Goosebumps fans channel. And then I started seeing that there were other people still doing this, and I realized there was still a big community for Goosebumps books, and that really surprised me because I honestly did not know there was. So I guess Michael Goosebumps fan kind of inspired me a little bit to start doing more Goosebumps reviews. So even though I do various book reviews on this channel, not just Goosebumps, I think that inspired me a little bit to start doing more Goosebumps videos. So yeah, I'm going to tag him and see if he wants to do this video, because I think it's kind of interesting. Even though I don't have the best of answers for some of these questions, I think it's kind of a interesting tag challenge type video, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm going to tag him for the, I'm going to link his channel too in the description. Go check his channel out. He does really good, elaborate reviews for Goosebumps books. And he does other stuff too, not just Goosebumps, but that's the main focus of his channel is Goosebumps. But anyway, guys, that's my Hindsight is 2020 book tag video. Thanks for watching, guys.